Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So, just starting off with the weekly, and with everything going on in the world, wars, diseases, and economic pressures, inflation, interest rates, all those things typically should mean that we are moving to the downside. But this weekly bar last week, is completely out of character compared to where the market is today. Now, I think the textbook way of looking at it is it should be affecting stock prices negatively because that's the way investors and big institutions think. Unfortunately, what the textbooks don't account for is the retail trader, and there are millions and millions of retail traders that are looking at this and really not even bothering with the news. They're looking at structure, they're looking at technical analysis, and they're jumping in and buying. And you can see how the buying happened here. You can see all these tails, and it actually started a few weeks earlier in the year, and then again here and again here. So there's a lot of buying going on, probably more buying than selling right now. So this is a bullish weekly bar inside a bull flag. And that bull flag has got a huge target to the upside. So right now, the institutional type of investors are looking at it going, this is not making sense. We need to be cautious. We're expecting it to fall further. And you've got so much of that noise going on in the market. But when you start looking at the technical structure, you start realizing that there are a few things happening right now. So that is the line in the sand for me. It's just above the 155, so that is 44.23 or 44.24. And then we have two upside targets. So the first one is this double bottom. There's a double bottom there. Okay, so take that. We haven't tested, I suppose you could say we had a 1 bar test, but we haven't tested it effectively. Doesn't mean it's not a target. And if you look to the left, look how that lines up quite nicely with some structure there. And then you have a bigger double bottom. So there's the first leg, here's the other two legs. I'm just going to take those legs just to give us a little bit of leeway, just to allow for the ambushes. And that, you will see, lines up with a lot of structure to the left as well. So those are two valid upside targets right now. What we're looking for is an 8-hour cross of the moving averages. We're looking for the oscillator just to ease off a little bit. Either sort of just, they can stay above the 80, they can stay above there for an extended period of time, but that's kind of the view that you're looking for. Some kind of pullback and then a move. Lastly, before we move to lower time frames, look at all these strong green bars through the week, and we finished off with this, what looks like an exhaustion bar, and closed on its high going into close. Now, that's, you could look at it as an exhaustion bar, or you could alternatively look at it as an extremely bullish close to the week. So bear in mind, this is a weekly high. You can see that was this week's high. Well, not this week, but the week of February. What's this? Early March, late February. That's the high there, so that would be tested. So let's just get down to the structure now to look what we should be trading. So firstly, on the 3 hour, we have the crossover. We keep pulling back onto structure and then buying. And look at this flag it formed later in the session for a move to the upside. And pretty textbook as well, because it came off the previous high. There was a previous high, breakthrough, look for support, boom, done. If you get down to the hour, you can see it even clearer, and that was during the European Open, and then you started railing, and you'd be forgiven, because even I was thinking this is where the rejection is, end of week, so you're looking for a tail to the top of the weekly bar, and that's normally what happens, but that's not what happened this time around. So if you look at it this way, you're looking for a pullback into this zone, 44.24 area. If you can get a pullback into there, then you're looking for the first measured move target of 45.26 or 45.26. That's the first bit of structure that you've got there. Now, there's nothing really else that you can see, but what you can also see is a solid move that we've got here. So a deep pullback may not be on the cards. So So if you drop down to the 15 minutes, you'll look for the next bit of structure, and it's right over here. So 44.43 is the first area to pay attention to. If we find some support there, definitely a move to close the weekly gap. If we drop below that, then you should find support here. And even on the 15 minute, that is still bullish. It can drop even lower. It can drop down into this zone here, and it is still bullish on the lower time frames at 4400. So that is still extremely bullish. So any one of these levels will offer some support for the buyers. Right now, this is kind of no man's land. So I suspect we're probably just going to drift a bit lower, as was been happening the week in Europe, just sort of drift sideways, slightly lower. And then as the Americans wake up and get onto the markets, then you're going to see pretty much, I would assume, some more buying, at least to close the gap. And then we're going to see what happens from there. That is the weekly high. So close the gap, should get a rejection, could be a double top that forms later in the week. But let's just wait for that at the moment. So right now, the opportunity is to buy. You're looking to buy off the structure, and you're looking to take profit on the week. So even this area here, you're probably going to end up with a 50, 60 point stop loss for a 300 point gain. Even deeper, then it's going to be even better. So yeah, that's kind of my view at the moment. It's 15-minute trading day again, just because the oscillators are so tired on the higher time frames. So you're looking for a pullback on structure, and you're looking to go with this 1 hour trend at the moment, which is currently up. Once we start breaking through, or particularly this level that we took profit at 44.75, and then this level here at 45.26, then all bets are off. I would be continually looking for longs. All these trend lines have broken as well, so just keep that also in the back of your mind. You've got basically you have a weekly break of the flag, but normally you look for a retest, so you should be looking for a retest down to 43.77, somewhere in that zone for a break above. But I just want to get to the daily here, because there are some daily highs here. So ideally what you're looking for, which you've got already, is the break above the structure. So that's 44.23. So yeah, flag could very well be validated shortly, and if that is the case, then it's just another buy the dip setup, which is always profitable and pretty easy to trade. Anyway, that's kind of my view today. I hope it helps, and we will catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.